Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our last advanced training of the year with me. So if you're new here, my name is Petra. I've been doing this, well, I started this almost 3 years ago. And I started this beautiful movement of education and empowerment for you all, for the Healy community. And for those of you who are in my group, you already know, but for those of you who are not, this will be my last training with Healy Corporate. So it's been almost 3 years that I've been doing this, and it's been an honor and a pleasure. I've been enjoying it a lot. But this year has brought a lot of challenges into my world that you know how it is when you transform, and we're going to look at that today. So you understand is when you start transforming, the life takes you in different pathways, and life has, and in my intuition has been telling me for a while to shift certain things in my life. And not that I don't love you, I love you dearly. I love Healy, and I'll still be using it because I love it and I use it every single day. And I'll still be doing some education within my group, but not for Healy Corporate because I will be traveling next year. So my partner and I are going back to Europe for probably a year and a half, and then probably traveling the world as much as we can. This is something that has been missing after, well, 11 years in Australia when we were really building towards our citizenship. And now it's time for some changes in my life. And like you have changes in your life, we need to honor what our bodies, our hearts, and intuition are calling us to. So I'm excited. I'm a bit sad today, giving you the last training, but I will be there for you in the group. So if you have any questions, I'm always there. The group will stay, and I will be active as much as I can in there as well while we're traveling. But unfortunately, because of the time zones and me moving and traveling around, it was really hard for me to commit to doing the trainings at the same time in the same day. So I am really excited today because I think this is something that's going to blow your mind how Healy works. That's the first thing. That's why I say I love Healy and I love this since the first day and I will always love it. And I think it's going to benefit you a lot to actually see how much you can grow in a month, in a quarter, in a year. So you can actually see how to reflect. And I'm going to show you what I do, and share this with you. I've been wanting to do this for so long, because I've been doing this for a few years now. Yeah, three, two and a half. Um, and it's been blowing my mind. And I wanted to actually show you how to do this. So without further ado, I'm just going to share my slides so everybody can understand me. But so yeah, I should have done this before. Sorry, guys. So if you don't understand me in my broken English sometimes, please download the Wordly app if you don't have it yet. Use a QR code or download it through the App Store or Google Store and choose the language you want this session to be translated in. And then you'll have translation on your app and you'll see me on your tablet or your phone or your computer. So we can actually understand each other. And of course, I do understand other languages, but unfortunately for this session, I will be talking only in English. So um, today, to close it all, I wanted to actually look at a year in frequency, reflecting on the growth with Healy, because I feel like there's so many people that are telling me, but I'm doing things, but nothing is changing. How do I know if things are shifting? How do I know if this is actually working? So I want to show you that even if you feel things are not moving, and this is something that we tend to do, right? We are in this beautiful box of vortex energy when we think nothing's moving and we're always working and processing and we can't see our progress. Yeah. So because we never take the time to actually reflect on how much growth we've done. So today I'm going to show you how to do that, and you're going to see how much transformation. I'm going to give you my example, but that's mine, and don't take that that's a thing that you need to do, because I transform really fast and really, really intensely. And this year has been a full-on year for me. Although you might not seen it on the social media, but behind the scenes there was a lot of work that was done. You know how we tend to process in our own space. But before we go into that, of course, as always, housekeeping. We know that whatever we talk about here, it's only for educational purposes, because we are the ones responsible for our life, for our body, for our transformation, for anything that happens to us, with us, and within our lives. And make sure that you take these sessions as that. As well as our Healys and Mag Healys, we love them dearly. But as we know, they're not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical conditions. So anything that you ask me, if it's a medical question, I'm not a doctor. I can only share my experiences the way that I would approach it. That doesn't mean that that this is how it works. It doesn't mean that this is exactly how I need to do it. It's a suggestion. So if you choose to do that, and if you choose to use that, make sure that you discern within yourself that this is the right thing for you, because you are the adult, you are the responsible one for your life, and you know you. I don't know you. Yeah, I know your face, I know your lovely voice, I see and hear you here and there if you come more than once, but I don't know you. So you are the one that needs to do that for yourself. Okay, cool. So as always, I'm going to ask you a question. Oh, before we go into the question, I'm going to post the link. So if you are not in my Facebook group, I'm going to post the link to the chat. So you can just click the link and you can join. You can always ask any questions. All the trainings that I've done are in there. All the additional resources are in there. Anything that I'll be doing in there is going to be in the group. If you resonate and want to keep connecting with me, you're more than welcome to join. If you don't, that's okay. I no hard feelings. But I want to know, do you ever actually look back at your Healy scans that you do? It doesn't matter. It can be aura, it can be coaching, it can be Schüssel, it can be Bach flowers, whatever scans you do in your Resonance or Blue app. Do you actually look back and do you reflect on those scans, for example, from the past month, if you do them every week or every day, or for the past 3 or 4 months, or for the past year? And do you actually recognize and look at how much you've grown? So pop that in a chat and tell me. Okay, perfect. Yeah, sometimes, definitely. Sometimes, I love that, to compare. Okay, perfect. So comparison is good, yeah, because that's where we actually look at the truth. We look at honestly where we were, where we are, where we need to go. So that's kind of a direction that we need to actually work with. Okay. Anyone else? Nobody else? If you don't reflect, just let me know in the chat that you don't reflect. I just want to know where you are. So I want to know how you are doing it. Okay. Nobody wants to talk to me today. Okay, great. Oh, here it goes. Now they're coming. Okay. Not reflected yet. Okay, perfect. So this is great session today. I don't reflect that much, or actually perfect. Now we know. I don't use it so far. Okay. I never occurred to me to do it. Okay, never occurred to you to do it. I love this. Okay, because you just scan. But what are the scans for if you don't actually use the data that Healy is giving you to actually understand how you are growing? So this is what we are going to look at today. Okay, perfect. I note percentages went down for creative comment. Okay, so you reflect on the on the scan in that moment, but do you ever reflect on the previous scans to compare the differences? Not sure how to measure the define growth. Good question. I have a question. I noticed that sometimes the numbers, percentages of resonance change from scan to scan. Is that an anomaly? No, that's not an anomaly. Broadly, yes. Okay, perfect. So first of all, Healy is a tool that works on a quantum field. Yeah, so it has a quantum sensor or a noise generator, which means that it's measuring things in this moment. So when you, for example, scan the same thing, let's say an aura scan, multiple times one after another, it will present a different picture. Why? Because when you scan and you read something, you get information and you interpret information on an energetic field already, because the information works faster. So it can reflect a different picture. My friend, my beautiful dear friend, I love her dearly. She wanted to test Healy years back when Healy came out, probably 5 years now. And she was scanning aura again and again and again, probably 20 scans, like in the same day, one after another. And she completely drained her energy by trying to say, Healy, you need to give me the same scan because that's how it works, but it doesn't work that way. So she drained her energy, so her aura total energy at the top came to 6%. So I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're not going to win. You're swimming against the current. And sometimes, there was in another group, sometimes, if you put yourself in the Healy with like your original person when you own the app, and then as a client, make sure that the frequency you're scanning, the photo that you're putting in, the details that you're putting in are the same if you want to actually test it. But as soon as you test it, the intention is different as well. So the Healy works with intention. So there's so many little things that are actually influencing it. So if you're doubting if it's actually working or not, that's going to influence the results as well. So just make sure that you use one scan and then compare that through time, and then you will see the difference and changes. And I'll show you today how. Okay, let's go. So why reflection matters. So I know it's hard sometimes to reflect because a part of us is afraid that we haven't grown anything or a lot. A part of us doesn't want to see what we still need to change. A part of us doesn't want to see that maybe we haven't shifted things the way we wanted to. And I understand that it is a challenge. And that challenge is something that is presented to us every single day, is to either for us to be honest with ourselves, because honesty is the only way that will grow ourselves and our energy, or we stay in denial, which will not help us to shift anything. Yeah. So reflection matters because it helps us see the progress you actually forgot you made. And that happens to me often. I'm guilty of that because I'm in the transformation nonstop every single day. I'm so used to it that I don't actually see the huge leaps and bounds that I actually make in a few months or a few days, or if, like when you look at a year, it's huge. So it's really important, and this is something I'm learning. This is me to be human, and my friends are always saying, Petra, reflect on what you've done, not just what you still want. So because I so want the transformation so much and I enjoy it, that I forget to actually look at what I've already made and what I already changed. So reflection also reveals the patterns you actually healed and the ones still asking for attention. The ones that are asking for attention are not bad. They're just they need just your love and attention. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. That doesn't mean that you haven't done it yet and you're not, you're horrible and not successful. No, they just need a different way and a different approach and a bit more attention and love. Yeah. And why does reflection matter? Your energy field holds a record of your growth. Yeah, so sometimes we don't see the physical results yet, but the energetic and bioenergetic field of your body is actually showing you the improvements. And those improvements are seen before you see the physical result. And that's what we want. We want to look at those. And Healy scans actually show this really clearly, really clearly. And also reflection builds self-awareness. So the more we reflect, the more we can see where we've been, where we are now, where we're going. It also builds gratitude. Oh, wow, I used to have that. Now I actually have this. Oh my God, I'm so grateful I don't have that anymore. And it really building that of things that, you know, I wanted in the past. Now I have them and I take them for granted. It's important to build that gratitude because a few years back, I was dreaming of them. So make sure that you are reflecting daily or weekly or however you choose to build that self-awareness and gratitude. And when you build that, that actually rises and raises the physical frequency of your body, your mind, your emotions. Your body starts expanding, means that you have more room to accept and receive new things into your life. Whatever that is, that's your choice to choose. And with that reflection, we keep repeating the old cycles. We don't know where we're going. We can go in circles. And when we do the reflection, we consciously create new patterns and new decisions and new cycles and new ways of being. Because that's how we change, that's how we transform. So just make sure that when you look at the reflection in itself as a tool, make sure you don't live in the past, because the reflection is not living in the past. It's not about reliving the wounds and reliving the trauma and reliving everything that was in the past and who you were then and how hurtful that was. That is not reflection. Reflection is you being an observer. Yeah, so reflection is you being an observer, looking at what was and what is now and comparing it from an observer view and integrating that wisdom in this moment right now. And in this moment, we integrate things for the future. So how do we integrate? We embody it. We bring gratitude to it. We bring awareness to it. We don't live in the past. We are grateful for everything we had. We are grateful for everything we've grown. And we are now grateful that we will change in the future because we are integrating and being who we are right now. So that's a really important foundation before we go into any of the Healy reflections. So how do we reflect for real transformation? So what's really important to do to actually start reflecting and not living in the past and being there, but really using that information in order to help you transform for the future? So reflection without honesty is nostalgia. Reflection with honesty is growth. So honesty is the key. If you're lying to yourself that, oh, I'm fine, you know, oh, this Healy scans don't show real great results, you know, it's fine, no, that's not true, you know, even though you might not be aware of it, even though you might not know everything, even though that you are human and, you know, we can be mistaken, make sure that you're honest with yourself, because without honesty, you're not going to grow. And you're going to literally limit yourself from growing. So when we do the reflection, really ask yourself, what did life try to teach me this year? I like to rewire things in a movie kind of way because that's how my brain works. So I actually have a ritual, but I'll share this with you. So the way that I do it, it's not the best way. The way that you do it, it can be different. Yeah. I choose a quiet moment. So my space, quiet moment. I take a breath. I ground. I put coherence on Meg Healy, or I put Sound of Silence on Meg Healy, and I really connect with myself. How you do that, you choose. Um, and then you look at the themes of your life in the past year, not the details. So you're not reliving it, just the themes: emotions, relationships, family, money, business, whatever those themes are. I like to rewind it like a video. So I like to go into meditation, close my eyes, and from the day that I'm sitting right now, I literally look at it like a video, going backwards, days back to the beginning of the year. And I just observe what pops out. I'm not trying to remember what happened. I'm just allowing the body and the memory in the brain to actually pop out the things that actually stayed, because those are the ones that actually matter, because that's what your body remembered. So I try just allowing things to flow. And then when I have the whole overview, I just open my eyes and write them down. And I write emotions next to them of what I was feeling. And then I go and reflect on that. And I ask questions like, what expanded throughout the year? What softened? What ended? What began? And I ask those questions on different themes and topics within my life. And then you might have different things. You might have something ended in relationships, but you softened and your heart softened as well. So there's different ways of looking at it. It's not just one thing at a time. And then what I do is I connect reflection to the body. The body is the one that remembers. The body is the one that actually holds the information. So I actually start asking the body, and I start moving the body. So I get up and start moving and actually start feeling the body within the elements of it, not just organs, but muscles, fascia tissue, whatever it is. And I'm asking the body, where did healing actually land? What changed? Is there anything that's still heavy? What shifted in the body? And if something shifted, I could feel the movement, and I start using either the music or I'm humming to myself to actually move the energy through the body of what the themes are that I wrote down. And then, of course, make sure that you use emotional honesty when you're reflecting. Celebrate things that were good. Celebrate things that ended that you knew that needed to end. Acknowledge things that were hard. Release them out if you feel the tension. Shake your body, jump up and down. Put up a song that actually makes you happy. Do something to move that energy out. And then anchor the reflection into your field. How do we anchor the reflection? Again, somatic practices. Find a music that actually makes you happy. Go for a walk, jump up and down. As I said, laugh out loud if you need to. Of course, you can use frequencies as well. If there's something specific, if you scan that you want to anchor, you can create an affirmation in a coaching module, and you can actually affirm and vibrate that to yourself as well. And you can also stand still while you're shaking things out and then coming down and integrating to the body. What I like to do is stand still and put my hands on my heart and actually feel the gratitude of everything, the greatness of you, of the joy, of the happiness, of who you are, of everything that you have gone through. So you can really feel the emotion in the body. And it's really important to focus on the good, not just the bad, because the good is the one that anchors you into expansion. And people tend to stay in the reflection of the bad instead of looking at the good. So make sure that you balance that out. Some tips, yeah? So how do we use Healy to reflect? The way I like to use Healy is Healy keeps your scans in the app. So I like to use those scans throughout the year to actually reflect. You can do that by yourself. Yes, you can choose specific scans. You can look at them. You can look at the percentage of the chakras. You can, for example, if you're doing aura, the percentages of, different patterns. You can do that on your own, look at through different scans. What I like to do is use AI, because AI is amazing at looking at the data and really pulling out the best. So that's mine, but you can do it by hand as well. And you can do this on any scan. I like to use aura in coaching because they give me the most patterns, the emotional patterns and the energy flow through the body, and then the mental patterns. So I like doing those. I'll show you the aura today, but you can do anything. And you can use your notes if you've been journaling. If you had your Healy sessions, I like to have my own Healy sessions. I do on my own space, and I do scans and vibrations and all of that, and meditation. And you can also use your big shifts that you remembered, to reflect on everything when you get your data out, and you can see month by month what was really going on, and I'll show you how that goes. And I prepared the prompt as well, so it's going to give you all of the details. So what I did, you can do it, you can choose all of the scans throughout the year, which I like to do. Like, I download all the scans when I do them. So I export them and save them on my Google Drive or whatever drive you have, cloud, and just in a place or a computer, whatever you want, just so you can have them in one folder for the year. But if you don't have the space and you just want to do it really fast, you can also choose the first scan of the month and the last scan of the month, and then just do about 12 to 24 scans. Don't stress. You can actually combine them into one PDF, and I'll share the link. It's just a free tool that you can use online. It's really simple. You can pop all the PDFs in there. It's going to merge the PDFs into one, and then you can use that one PDF to upload it into AI. I'm going to show you what to do. And then you, of course, upload it to AI, and you use the prompt that I'm going to show you. And it's actually going to, the prompt is going to actually tell you all the emotional growth, the themes resolved throughout the year, lessons learned, energetic expansion made and created, identity shifts, patterns that softened, what's still asking for healing, so what's still open, and what to focus on in 2026 or a new year, month, quarter, whatever you're doing the reflection for. So this is the AI prompt. I'm going to give you all of that so you can get it. Yeah. And all you have to do is just copy paste this. Yeah. And then literally pop it into AI. I'm going to show you what comes up. Let me just, here. Okay. So this is it. You can do this for free. Any Grok, ChatGPT, whatever you want, if you want to use it. Yeah, because it's a one document. You can upload it for free when you join it. And I'm going to share the link in the group how to join it and merge it. You copy paste it. The only thing you'll need to change is what kind of scans you're doing. So I chose aura scans, but you can choose, you know, whatever, coaching scans or whatever. So you're just going to need to change the name of the scans. You're going to upload the document, copy paste this, and it's literally going to give you a feedback of the whole year. Yeah. So I'm going to share my year so you understand how this is coming out and how this is going to be presented. This is also just to tell you, so this was done in a chat that I already do my scans from before. So this chat already knows my scans from before, and I also uploaded my interpretation, which is the aura guide that you can find in the group that Katie made. So the AI already has that, but we've done the AIs before. So I already done the AI prompts with you before. So you can use the same chat, the same space that you've done previous analysis in, and it's going to read it accordingly. But if it's not reading it, then just upload that aura guide, which literally gives you the interpretation of the relevances and the intensity and everything else. So this is my year. This is really vulnerable for me. I normally don't share this much, but it is really compacted, so you can see how much growth has been done. Yeah, so you can see that for yourself. So I haven't done aura scans in January, but I started in February. So I have aura scans from February to December. So this is literally a growth from February to December, which is almost the whole year. And it's going to show me all the patterns, healing journey shifts in the deeper story. So let's look at it in its essence. So the year, the healing journey of 2025, which is mine, yeah, I started the year as ungrounded, overwhelmed, emotionally tender, and doubting my direction. Complete truth, yeah? Then I moved into deep emotional release, identity restructuring, and healing of feminine energy and boundaries. Complete truth. You ended the year with high energy, strong intuition, strong heart, and powerful personal alignment. Complete truth. So you see, even through this, it's a huge shift. So when we look at it, it's going to give you the main patterns you are healing. So it literally tells me root and sacral instability, because it looks at the chakras, emotional safety, boundaries, and worth. Yeah, because of February to June, it showed low root sacral energies. And themes were safety, money, grounding, belonging, emotional fluidity, trusting your body. Yeah, this came through the scans. There was also heart suppression, opening, receiving, softness. Yeah, several months showed heart chakra low. So April, September, October, true. Because my partner and I had some really big restructuring shifts in our partnership. And this was closing your heart. This was themes of closing your heart to protect yourself, fear of disappointment, pressure to be strong. All of this was affecting my heart. Then I had throat clear challenges, like learning to speak my truth, which was low throat in June, August, and December. Throat is something that has been an ongoing theme in my life, and I know why, because I also have a wound in that space, even in astrology. So the themes were struggling to express needs, emotions, and desires clearly. So when you have a reflection like this, and you've done your points of the whole year back, when you've done your meditation, when this comes up, you can go, oh, wow, yeah, those months I've actually done this and this and this. And I remember this was what I was doing back then. And this was influencing my energy back then. And this was influencing this energy. Oh, I can see where these patterns are coming from. And then I had my third eye recalibration, my trusting my intuition. Yeah, because as soon as my heart chakra, and I noticed that, as soon as my heart chakra starts coming low, my third eye closes as well. So that's just the pattern I've noticed with myself. I'm not saying that that's with everyone. It is with myself. So third eye actually went from low to high, low to high. Yeah. Somebody would say, what does it mean? Like it's going up and down, going up and down, right? Here you go. You were clearing confusion, fear of wrong decisions and old beliefs, but you were learning to trust your inner guidance again. So that's why it went up and down, up and down, up and down, because I was testing and trialing things within my own self. And then solar plexus was strength. So empowerment and self-belief, often high at the end of the year. Yeah. You rebuilt your confidence, boundaries, and sense of personal power. True. Because of the work that I've done throughout the year and actually really recalibrating things, my solar plexus strengthened. Yeah. So let's look at the themes. Themes, belief, emotions that I have released. You released old survivor patterns, people pleasing, emotional suppression, fear of being unsupported, fear of being misunderstood, pressure to be productive, not trusting your own choices, shame around needs or desires, fear of taking up space, instability around money, root safety, fear of being too much, unprocessed grief, disappointment, heartbreak, emotional rigidity from the past. That's a lot. Yeah. And if I wouldn't do the reflection, I would never see this. And all of it is true. I am a completely different person from January this year to now. In all of it, I have literally transformed. And I completely see the life and perspective and relationship in a completely different way. But if I wouldn't actually see this, I wouldn't acknowledge and I wouldn't see how much I've actually shifted. So my scan actually showed that every chakra linked to safety, identity, expression, and emotional flow went through purification. Complete purification. So I have transformed the traumas and emotions that were coming up. When they were coming up, I was transforming them, and you can see the growth. And this is not me for bragging for myself. I'm just giving you an example. This is quite vulnerable for me. But just to let you know that this is how much you can actually see for your own growth. And you can see this through Healy. And Healy is just, sorry for this, but it's freaking amazing. Okay, parts of you that grew the most. So now let's look at where did I really grow? Yeah. By the last months, which is November and December, that is true, your heart became one of the strongest chakras. And I know why. Because my heart has been longing and dreaming all year to go travel. And as soon as I manifested that Bahamas trip for my birthday, literally manifested into my field because my heart was so longing for it, it jumped to 98 and 99%, where before it was really low, like 50s and 60s. So my heart was longing for something. And as soon as I've actually give it joy, my heart got full. And that's why I knew as soon as that happened afterwards, I knew that I need to actually go travel, because that my heart chakra is the one that actually keeps everything else in check. And if my heart is low, everything else falls apart. So I need to honor myself. So what does this mean? Emotional opening, greater capacity for love, more softness, more trust, deeper intuition, more self-acceptance. My intuition, the third eye, also transformed a lot, because you see how I told you heart and intuition and third eye, they go together for me. By late 2025, the third eye hit 97 to 98%, which was low before. Spiritual clarity, deeper trust in your inner knowing, clearer direction, stronger devotion to purpose, expanded consciousness. And your personal power solar plexus jumped to 99% multiple times throughout the year. Solar plexus is normally strong for me, but it goes up and down depending on my heart. Yeah. And this shows major healing around worth, confidence, boundaries, decision making, stepping into leadership. So that's all that was happening this year. And your connection to higher guidance, which is my crown chakra, was consistently strong all year. My crown chakra is always strong, because my intuition is so strong that sometimes I need to kind of close it if there's too much flow coming through, because it can deplete my solar plexus and my sacral if it's too much energy going through the body. And this shows alignment, spiritual protection, higher support, inner wisdom guiding you. And that is true. So let's look at where my energy stabilized and strengthened throughout the year. By the end of 25, these chakras became consistently strong. So heart became strong, solar plexus strong, third eye strong, throat strong, crown chakra strong. So that's almost every chakra except two. What is it? 5, 6, 7. Yeah, correct, except two. Your energy became stable, empowered, intuitive, expressive, and open-hearted. The only areas that remained in process at the end of the year were, see, this is exactly what I'm doing now. And it's sacral, still harmonizing, and root, still harmonizing. And I know exactly why. Because I've been reflecting and I've been observing, and I know what's happening in my life, and I can connect the dots. And I know exactly what I'm doing. And this was my intuition before I've done the reflection on healing. I know exactly why I need to go traveling and do the things that I'll be doing next year in order to actually build the sacral and the root, because I know what my body is asking for, because I have the crown and the connection. So these two point to trust, emotional expression, feminine ease, grounding, safety, money foundations, receiving. These are the final layers integrating. Final layers integrating means that I've done a lot of work this year to close the chapters, and these are the final things that I actually need to shift and transform. So how did my frequency change overall throughout the year? So in early 25, I had the low total energy of 53 to 70%. My energy was really low at the beginning of this year. It was unstable lower chakras, survival mode, emotional overwhelm, confusion. Mid-year, I was healing. I had a lot of things moving through. I was releasing, deep emotional purging. There was many low readings, but actually things were cleansing. And how does it know that? Because I gave it the whole report. So it could look at the chakras, but it also could look at the patterns. So it processed all the data together. Yeah, so it's easier to understand it for the AI because it's greater data. Yeah, our brain is slower for that. And in late 2025, total energy consistently between 80 to 89, and it's stable, aligned, empowered. Strong harmony between intuition, heart, power, voice, and purpose. Your whole system rose into much higher frequency of clarity, love, confidence, and inner strength. And that is true. And that's exactly what people that love me and know me exactly say, that that's completely true. So what are the unresolved patterns that I still need to work on, right? Because the year and our energy, when the year ends, doesn't mean that we just freshly begin, right? Because in quantum field, nothing really ends and begins. It just moves on. It's a constant flow of energy. So let's look at what still stays there. So it's the root chakra, which is safety, money, home, grounding, which for me is home and family. And it's showing as low energy, chaos, true. Rigidity, overwhelm, because there's been things that have been rising for me in the root. And underlying patterns would be fear of instability. Yes, because I'm going traveling and things are shifting and changing. So root chakra isn't stable, and there's fears that I still have in there because I'm a human, and we all do. So old fears are coming up that it needs to be resolved. Unsafe change, survivor memories, old memories and old patterns from childhood, true. Ancestral scarcity, true, because I come from a long ancestors that went through wars, 1, 2, 3, 4 occupations, everything. In Europe, I have an ancestral lining of probably, I don't know how many generations of wars and scarcity and no food and all of that. And even if I don't feel it and I have the money, I still have the fear within the body. So I need to actually transform that in order to be who I need to be, in order to be the version of myself that I have the potential to be. And then the sacral, which is emotional flow, sensuality, and creativity, which shows low energy, rigidity. So this one's closed, and it's true because I have a wound there. Emotional suppression, blocked creativity. As soon as there's a wound that's closed and the emotion that's suppressed, creativity gets suppressed. So I can't really do anything until I actually address it. So underlying patterns could be difficulty receiving, which is because that's the pattern of ancestry, numbing feelings, lack of emotional support, fear of being vulnerable. Here you go. Yeah. And I'm transforming this now by sharing. Over responsibility, true. Hormonal stress, true. Because I'm supporting my hormones and it's been a while. And the ones that I've been wanting to have a family and children for a while. And this is something that I want to do for the last bit that I need to shift for my hormones. And it is literally liberating the stresses that I need in order for my body to calm down. And that is resolving the sacral. And I need to listen and honor my body in order to actually give it what it needs. And it's important to do that, even if it means that you need to shift your lifestyle. So these are two main areas still recalibrating, and I'll be working on them from today onwards. So it will give you month by month. Yeah, so it will literally give you what happened in February, what happened in March, what happened in April, June. I'm not going to go through every month, but that's exactly what's going to give you what has been happening. And this is something that you could do as a reflection when you rewind back and you go, oh, I remember this was happening this time of the year, this was happening this time of the year. And when you go through the reflection month by month, you go, oh, wow. Now I understand why this chakra was low, and I understand why this energy was here. I understand why I was feeling this way. So you can start connecting the dots. And December, okay, cool. So the progress you may not recognize in yourself. That's the most important thing you need to read when you do this, because it's going to give you things that you probably won't see. So this is what it wrote for me. It's you probably don't realize that. You heal deep emotional wounds, true, because I tend to take that for granted. Rebuild trust in yourself, true. Cleared old survival patterns, strengthen your feminine energy, stabilize your aura massively, opened your heart profoundly, became more intuitive and spiritually connected, developed stronger boundaries, reclaimed your confidence and personal power, grounded into your purpose, reshaped your identity, prepared yourself for a new life chapter. Your scans show enormous inner work, and it's true. And I'm really freaking proud of this year for myself, honestly. But just remember, this part is what you probably don't see about yourself. And you normally take for granted, or you think that it's not that of a big of a deal, yeah? Because you don't want to be proud of yourself, you don't want to see it, you don't want to take care of yourself and say, you're freaking amazing for everything that you do. So just take a minute to remind yourself of that, because you've done a lot of work all throughout this year, and you can see how much work you've done by doing the reflection. Yeah. And it's not going to be the same as mine, but it is going to be shifts, and you're going to see huge improvements for yourself. Okay. Then it's going to give me focus for the next year. Yeah. And the focus is grounding plus money foundations, which is root. So grounding for me is going back to where my heart is calling me. So it's strengthening the structure, routine, financial stability, safety in the body, nervous system calmness. And this is what I'm doing for myself. And it's exactly what my body's asking for. And this is the last piece. And I can feel it in my body deeply. Then the second part is the emotional flow plus sensuality, which is the sacral, which is pleasure, which traveling is for me. Traveling is pleasure and joy for me. Creativity, and every time I travel, I get creative immensely. Emotional expression, rest and nourishment, feminine softness, and receiving. Your sacral wants you to feel, not push. And my body has been telling me this for a while. And I'm a human learning when the timing is right, things fall into place. But we know deep inside somehow what we actually need. And then speaking from the heart, which is the throat, which I'll be healing all my life anyway. But your throat is the final chakra, still fluctuating. True. And this year, express your truth, desires, needs, and boundaries. That's what I'm doing. Show up boldly, communicate from the heart. So this is the things that I'll be working on. And I know exactly, and I'm already preparing a plan for it so I can actually support it. And then the last thing is embodying your higher self, which is my crown, third eye, heart, and solar plexus connection, which is these are already strong. My chakras are already strong. So in 2026 is the year to live as the woman you've become. So I need to integrate it all, not just process, because that's what I've been doing majority of my life. I now need to integrate it and enjoy it and literally build that pleasure and enjoyment in my life so I can integrate all of that energy and transform it and actually bring it into the physical. Yeah, so that's what I've been asked to do. And that's what the scans and the processing of everything that I've done this year is asking me to do. So final message is you didn't just heal this year, you transformed. Yeah, like every time you do. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, energetically. My 25-year journey shows a woman who released old identity, who softened her heart, who rebuilt her strength, who opened to divine guidance, who now stands more aligned than ever before. Your next chapter is now about more healing. It's about embodiment, ease, confidence, creativity, and grounded expansion. That's it. So you can have the same reflection if you want to. You can do this by yourself without AI. You just need to print out your reports and you need to look at, can I open this one? Let me just see if I can open this one for you. Can I? It's a big one because it's like 86 pages or something. Okay. If it comes up, let's try. Here. So the first one was February 20th, right? So you need to look at, if you want to compare the chakras, so the levels, the percentages of chakras, like each chakra, like write down, if you want to do this by hand, write down each chakra and then write down percentages by months. Yeah. And then compare them. What happened throughout the year? Yeah. Make a table for yourself. And then of course, for each report, make sure that you look at the themes of the chakras if you don't know them, but then also look at because it's each of them. Where is it? It's not gonna really show me, is it? So look at the patterns that are in there. They're probably on the bottom. Look at the patterns that are in there that actually will show you, because it gives you the lower chakras and then the patterns will come out of the chakras. Look at the themes of the patterns. So is it, I don't know, is it creativity? Is it expression? What is it? Is it something that is, similar to each other? So you can see the themes. So don't go into details of, this one said, I don't have consciousness, or this one says that I'm, too materialistic or whatever. Don't go into details, more of the themes of, okay, am I independent, codependent? Am I expressing my truth, or am I suppressing my voice? So the themes of it, and then looking at the patterns of what you were actually processing, and then think about it. What were the situations in your life in those months that were actually showing up as, the reflection of those patterns? It is going to take you longer if you do that with, by hand and on yourself. But if you want to, you can still do it. But in the AI, it's going to be much faster, and it's going to give you really simple language to actually dissect everything. And it's going to show you what you've been processing as well as what the intention is for the future. Okay, let me just share this one. Canva. Where am I? Here. So I'll give you the AI prompt. So when you have all of that and you know how much you've grown and how awesome you really are, yeah, so give yourself a pat on your back and give yourself a big hug, jump up and down of joy because you have shifted and changed so much, and be proud of yourself. And then when you know what you need to work on, I want you to go and define, for example, if solar plexus, heart, and third eye are the chakras that you need to work on. And you can do this with coaching or anything else. Yeah, I'm just giving you the example of chakras and aura. But if, for example, the solar plexus, heart, and the third eye are the chakras that you need to work on in the future, it's not going to just be next year. You can transform it in a year, but it depends on how much you're going to do, how much action you're going to do about it, and how much you're going to choose the situations and opportunities that present to you or are presented to you in situations and conflicts and life, and how are you going to turn it around in order to actually make it better for yourself. Yeah. So if that is something you need to work on, make sure you define what those things are for the solar plexus, heart, and the third eye, or whatever those chakras are. For example, it could be solar plexus could be, I confidently assert myself, or I know what I want and I'm gonna get it, and I have my willpower to focus, and I set stronger boundaries, right? Or heart, I soften my heart, I have more compassion and kindness. This is exactly how I would like to have a relationship, right? I want to be more kind towards people. I want to understand them. I want to give love to them, and I want to forgive them no matter what. Like, those are the things that you need to define. What does that mean for you, like in real life? And when you do that, then you go and set an intention for the new year. And we've done intentions, I think, at the beginning of this year or beginning of last year with coaching. So you can go and look at that training, but I'm just giving you some tips to actually work with this moving forward. So I don't like resolutions because they're not connected to your heart and soul. I prefer soul aligned intentions. So when we set intentions, is something that we call out into the universe and to God and to the quantum field to actually bring into physical realm, physical world, and into our physical manifestation. Because resolutions for me come from pressure and what the society is telling you and what others are expecting from you. But your intentions are your heart's and your soul's intentions. And they come from your own innate frequency, who you truly are, what your heart is calling for. And the intention itself equals your identity shift plus the aligned action. So make sure that you are not just visualizing things. Yeah, we've done the visualization, and I've gave you the avatar, future avatar meditation, so you can go and look at that training as well. So you can use that meditation if you want to, but you need to become that person. That's why I said before, define how does that theme of the solar plexus, heart chakra, whatever, how does that look like in your real life? What are the actions that will actually tell you that you're living, not and being, not just wanting, yeah, living and being that person, that energy, that frequency? Because manifestation is not wanting. Manifestation is being. You need to become that person. You need to feel. You need to act like that person that will actually have all of the things that you want. Yeah, that's the only thing you're going to shift it. And Healy can help you with vibrating the frequencies. Um, so make sure that you understand that best intentions actually reflect who you're becoming as a person and what your energy is ready for. So what are you willing to receive? And what are you willing to embody? If you're ready to be that person, means that you need to be willing to actually do those actions. And what you're creating, not forcing. Because if you're forcing something, it's not going to happen. Because that's not how quantum field works. Okay, so Healy can magnetize intentions by supporting your clarity, coherence, alignment, emotional release, and confidence. So you have programs for that. Yeah, so coherence, cosmic growth is the expansion. You can we have the activation program in job to activate your energy. Emotions in Meg Healy, McMaken are amazing for emotional release. Positive thoughts, inner unity, emotional well-being, those are really good. For confidence, you have Soul Cycle, you have self-confidence and confidence. And clarity, you can use Mac Healy programs, you can use for creativity, or you can use sound of silence, coherence. There's so many programs you can use to actually build that environment within yourself and around you in order to actually come back and integrate who you really are. So what I like to do, I envision things, but I create action boards. So just a trick if you want to use it. I actually create, as I said, I do meditation, set my environment. So I use either coherence, sound of silence, or chakra balancing on Mag. And I go into meditation and I ask myself, what energy do I want to embody this coming year? Who do I want to become? And how does this person look like, behaves, acts, feels? And I literally create the whole persona and I feel it within my body and I actually step into it and I imagine it. I literally walk in this person's shoes and I feel all the sensations within my body. And I receive images, feelings, colors, even symbols, if whatever comes through, even if you don't see it, even if it's just a feeling, how does that feel? And if you would act in this way or that way, how would that feel? And this is all what goes on your board, on your action board. So I use Pinterest because you can actually use the photos and you can cut out and create a collage of everything. But you can use just pictures and copy paste it and pop it into your wall if you want to, whatever works, but whatever works for you. But just make sure that the images that you're choosing when you're building that action board, or that it's not just the pretty images of what you want. Yeah, make sure that the images that you're choosing, they might not mean anything to anyone else. So when somebody else looks at your board, they might go like, huh, what is that? But they need to mean something to you. So they need to have an emotional charge. Yeah, they need to actually have the emotion that represents the feeling that you felt when you actually stepped into the shoes of that person that you were seeing in your meditation. And when you finish with that, you print it out and you actually place it somewhere you're going to see it first thing in the morning and last thing at night. I actually have it printed on posted on my wall next to my bed. Because when we wake up, we are in a different brain waves, and when we go to sleep, we are different brain waves. We look at it and we actually see it in our brains before we go to sleep. So you are already creating it on a quantum field when you're training your brain to do that. And that's how you actually rewire your nervous system, because nervous system actually learns through repetition and your imagery. Yeah, and the images, they actually mean something to you. They don't have to mean anything to anybody else. Yeah. And that's how you train your brain with frequency and images and pictures and colors and all of it. Um, and make sure that when you actually look at it, that you feel the sensations, that you are literally reliving that sensation every time you look at your action board. And also, just looking at it, it's not going to do anything. It's going to prepare the field to open up the opportunities and the doors, but you still need to do the action. Just remember that. Don't forget that. And it's really important when you do the action board and you have all these little pictures on, yeah, make sure you also do a to-do list, an action list, yeah. So if you want to go, I don't know, sailing around the world, you need to have a sailing boat, right? So you need to buy the sailing boat. So you'll need to earn the money to buy the sailing boat. So think about it, how you're going to earn that money to actually get the sailing boat. So make sure that you do an action plan. I'm not saying you can win it, but you need to have an action plan on how you're going that way and still be open to new possibilities of how things will come into your space and into your life. Because when you're actually creating from the quantum space, you don't actually know how things will end up in your life, but you still have an action plan to do that. Yeah. Even if it falls out of the sky, great. Tick, to do list. We don't need to do that anymore. Let's move on to another action. Yeah. Um, in order to align your frequency, so your emotions that are suppressed are not blocking you from receiving, then you do the auras and coaching scans, daily, weekly, to actually vibrate that into your field, so you can actually start shifting the frequency and start transforming. But you also need to be aware, like I said before, right? Awareness of what's going on, so you can start using the opportunities that come into your life to transform whatever's not actually helping you, because that's how you're going to shift and move and open new doors to actually bring new opportunities into your life. And that's how I do this every single day, and I shift and change and transform all the time. And but for me, for some people, like my partner, he used to hate transformation or transforming, right? He was like, I don't want to do the work. But now he learned that if he actually does the work, things come faster and he feels happier. So now he's actually motivated to do the work. So you need to understand that the more you resist, the things that you want resist you. So the faster you actually accept things and face them and shift them and transform them, the faster new things can come into your life. So when you train your brain that way, the transformation becomes fun. And I'm not saying it's not tough sometimes and it's not always easy, but the outcome is so much more rewarding and you become lighter in the process. Yeah? Okay, just a trick if you want it. So let's close this. So your new frequency is already here. It's not tomorrow. It's not last day, yesterday. It's here, right now, this moment. You need to become who you want to be right now. Because what you're changing right now on a quantum field, and this is now proven, yeah, you are changing and transforming the past, and you're changing and transforming the future. So everything exists now. So you've grown more than you realize, even if you don't know yet. I will tell you that you have grown more than you realized. And when you do the reflection, you will realize how much you've grown. Your energy field actually shows the truth. So trust it. Start trusting the Healy and using the data to actually help you grow faster. You have everything you need for your year ahead. Keep the consistency going. You don't need to change a lot. You just need to follow your intuition and your heart, but you have everything right now already. And your intuition is expanding all the time, even if you don't feel it yet. And your next chapter is calling. So step into it intentionally, your full self, and don't be afraid to be who you are. Because in quantum field, there is no true endings or beginnings. And the quantum field, there's everything in quantum field is just continuum. Everything just moves along and goes in flow and nothing ends. Everything just begins all the time. So just remember, you do not enter a new year. You step into a new you because you change frequencies. And years and dates don't actually influence the energy much. Numbers do, but not really. You are always a continuum of being you. Yeah? Okay, before we go to questions, I just want to thank you, everyone, for being with me, for walking this journey with me almost 3 years, for, you know, honoring me with your time and with your questions and with your heart and with all your messages and your presence. And I am truly grateful for putting the energy in, not for me, but for you, for actually listening and doing the work on yourself, because that is everything I actually ever wanted when I started. And I wanted to inspire everyone to start using the Healy, this amazing device, and start trusting themselves and start building the connection with your body, with yourself, with your intuition. Because I always believed that Healy is a bridge between the world that we don't know much of consciously and the world we are living in. And it shows us the true us, and it shows us what could be better. It shows us who we can become. And that's why I love it. And it's a simple tool to use. You don't have to be overcomplicate things. And you don't have to have the knowledge that I have to actually use it well. And I want to thank you, and I really want you to keep using this and keep growing and keep working on yourself until you get to the person that you want to be. Because this journey, you were created divinely by God, Creator, and there's a reason why you are here. And there is no other option but to love yourself fiercely, because otherwise you wouldn't exist if you wouldn't have the intention to exist and the meaning to exist. So thank you for all your time and work. I'm sad to be leaving, but at the same time, I am excited for my new chapter, and I'm also excited for you. You are going to get a new trainer with the new year. Christy's staying, so Christy will still be here for you. And if you still want to keep connecting, you're more than welcome to join my Facebook group. If you're already in there, you're more than welcome to be there. Everybody is welcome. But I will just extend my heart to you and say thank you. And now I will close my beautiful mouth and I will look at the questions. If you do have a pressing question, pop your hand up with the emoji in the Zoom so I can see you. But otherwise, I'll just go into the chat to see if there's any pressing questions in here. It is intelligent energy work. It is amazing. Oh, perfect. Cool. Thanks, Don. You're welcome. Fascinating. Thank you for sharing this process. If we're able to share. Oh, thank you. I feel safe with you guys. So, and I also want you to know that me sharing my vulnerability means that I'm also a human like you are. That means that no matter what you're feeling every single day, it means that we all go through, because we tend to put people on a pedestal, which they're not. So make sure that you be kind to yourself, yeah, and just know that everyone's going through things. Can ask which PDF you use, the overall one of, yeah, so you can go and search online if you want to. Just search merge PDF free online, so it will give you a million tools, but I'll share a link that I used in the group if you want to use that one, but you can use anything else if you want to. Just look for PDF merge or merge PDF for the tool. You are more than welcome, Gil. How can we best start this routine for 2026? Should we put one intention into Aura Coach or use now over a long period of instance to get clear growth? Good question. Okay, so this is what I did this year. So I'll tell you. I worked with one intention for a certain amount of time. And then when I saw improvements and shifts in my physical life, and you've seen when the AI said at the beginning, this is how you felt, and in the middle you started shifting and cleaning and clearing, and then at the end you started lifting, right? So I will be honest that I actually had three different intentions. So at the beginning of the year, I was doing, what was I doing? I forgot. I know in the middle, I was doing, I am loved, and something else that it's already in the coaching. Yeah. And I always set, because this is how I do it. I'm not saying that this is how you need to do it, but I always tend to scan aura and coaching at the same time. Because for me, I look at the emotions and then I look at the belief system, yeah, the mental patterns. So I tend to choose one intention in the coaching, and then I use that by scanning the aura. So I use the same intention while I'm scanning the aura, and then I put the same intention into coaching. So in the middle, I use the love being love, blah, blah. And that's what actually got me, because I was working on my heart, because my heart was purging a lot. So I was working and building my heart, and that actually got me to manifesting the things in October for my birthday because my heart was longing so much. And then at the end, so October onwards, I'm working on now, for my talents, desires and goals. I think I have. So I clearly state and define my desires and goals or something. That's the kind of the statement in the coaching. So I'm using that one now, and that is bringing up my sacral and the root. So I'm building on that now, but I forgot what I did at the beginning of the year. So you can choose the same intention for the whole year if you want to, or you can change intentions in between, because your body will need different things and your energy will shift based on how you're feeling and what you need to address. So there's two ways or three ways if you want to do it. You can do two different ones, you can do one, you can do five different ones if you want to, but I tend to do not more than three per year, because then I have clear focus specifically throughout the year, and I'm working on specific things with my energy and my intention. That's how I'm approaching it. I'm not saying that that's how you need to, yeah, but that's one of the options you can do. And then you can say maybe 4 months and 4 months and 4 months, or you divide, depending on how you want to, and then focus on that and observe, reflect on those as well, like per week, per month. You don't have to put it into AI, but like you can just reflect on what's going on and see, okay, has anything changed? And also, I scan my aura in coaching every single day because I transform so fast and I vibrate every single day. So that's just me. But if it's too overwhelming for you, just do it once a week. And then when you do it, then reflect on each week and see how it went through the month and see what changes you've made, what changed in the chakras, what changed in the mental patterns, what changed in the relevances. So you can see how much you're growing. And if you're not seeing a lot of huge changes, like I've been doing this since October now for the clearly state desires and goals or something. And it's been really interesting because my wheel on the coaching is, the half of the wheel is completely green and the other half is like orange. So it's like it's not moving a lot. It's like going up and down, up and up, up and down. It's not moving a lot because the sacral and the root are the denser chakras, the denser energy, meaning that they're slow moving. Yeah, the frequency is lower, meaning slower. That means that it might take a bit more time for me to actually transform that, but I need to keep going in order to actually shift and change. And I only been seeing shifts actually this week, and I've seen the growth on the right side of the wheel. So now I know because I've been observing what I've been doing in my meditations and my approaches. So now I know what's shifting my frequency while I'm vibrating. So I observe different elements so I can see what is actually moving me towards what I need. So hope this helps. Do you do aura scans daily but only choose 2 of them per month for this? Yes. Or just do aura scans twice? But no. So I do my aura scans daily. For this reflection, I chose 2 per month because I wanted to make it simple for you. But you can choose all of them. Like for me, I did another one. This was a shorter one. It's like a smaller one because the deeper ones that I do for myself are too long to be on the training. So I did my larger one because I download and export all my Aura and Coaching program, Aura and Coaching module scans into my drive. So every time I scan it, I just export, save. So I have it all throughout the year. So I have a larger one, which is literally all the scans of the year and with a bit deeper prompt. So it goes deeper. So it literally tells me the whole process of the year, and it tells me exactly the nuances is what really happened. So, but this was the gist of it. But you can do just two per month, beginning and end, or you can do all of them, whatever works for you. Because when you merge the PDFs, it doesn't really matter how long it is. It's one file. It's going to take a bit longer to upload, but it's okay. So you can upload it, even for a free version, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you. Beautiful. I'm glad it worked. Thank you. Thank you. What is the program you use to collect this video? As I said, just search for merge PDF online or wherever, and you will find different ones. I found one that it's simple, like the one that I use, it's free anyway. I have no affiliate to it. I just found it online. But it's a simpler one because it only gives you an option to add PDF, and then you can add extra PDFs and you can choose all of them at once, and it will just merge them together. It might take, a minute or two to merge them, but I can pop all of them together. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found it valuable in the sessions and that you keep going and evolving and expanding yourself. So much hope in your conversation. I'm glad. That's what I wanted. We have inspiration. Thank you. You're welcome. Such a legacy. Thank you. I hope I become a young legacy, not a fossil. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for doing. I always got something. Thank you so much. Yes, I wanted to give you as much as I can so you can grow, and do the best you can. Thank you. Any questions? Can we run the emotional database every day? The gems, bug flowers, along with the daily routine. Well, that's a tricky question. Yeah. So, okay, let's go step backwards. So Healy suggests to not run more than 3 lists of programs within the Healy Blue app or Resonance app. What does that mean? So if you scan all Healy programs and then you scan the 5 list of programs that are on the all Healy program list, yeah, because it comes up with 5 relevant program lists, program groups, then you would run all Healy programs and then the first 2 top program lists in order to get 3 groups. Yeah. But if you want to run the emotions, then I would run maybe all Healy programs and then an emotional one and then maybe an aura. Yeah. But if you know your body, yeah, then this is not my approach is not the way everybody else should do it. Yeah, because my body can handle much more frequency and information coming through the body because I've been detoxing and cleaning my body and building my energy for years and working with energy for years. I'm like, you need to know and understand your capacity of the body. So if you don't understand the capacity of your body, then start with 3 list of programs in the Healy Blue app. But yes, if you feel like you need the extra ones and your body can handle it, yeah, of course, scan it and vibrate and see what happens. Like my body can handle about 5 lists of programs per day without a problem vibrating, plus the programs extra that I'm applying with Healy High Wave as well as with the cables. But that's my body. Yeah, my body can handle much more programs with Healy High Wave than it did with just the cables. So you need to understand your body's capacity to actually transform, integrate, and take the frequencies. Because we need to also understand the frequency that you're vibrating or the frequency that you're applying, either through coil, go Healy high wave, or cables, electrodes, whatever kind. Your body needs to have the capacity not only to take the frequency, but also to integrate it. So if you don't give it time and regeneration on a physical level and grounding to discharge the positive ions, then that come with detoxification of when we apply frequency, because that's how our body works. And if you just throw the frequency at the body, it is eventually going to be shocked. So make sure that you balance things out. Yeah, it's not like just scanning, and no reflection. It's not only applying, and no discharge, yeah, and pause and integration, yeah, and embodiment. So you need to balance that out. But yes, like I would suggest if you are applying, Bach flowers and Australian bush flowers, like things that are emotional, that are more moving and shifting energy through the body, then I would encourage you to actually scan Alaskan gem elixirs at the end of the day in order to, or at the end of the week, in order to integrate those frequencies. Because Alaskan gem elixirs are grounding, so they actually build the foundation and structure so you can actually integrate the frequency. But it depending like what you resonate with and what you're working with. That's why you have different options. So make sure that you use the list of or databases that actually you resonate with, and make sure that you're consistent with them so you can see shifts and changes so you can reflect on them. Because if you're just doing random chaos things, you can't track it. You can't really go, oh, this was here and this is now and this is where I'm going. So you can't see the shifts, and it becomes really confusing for you, for your mind, for your body. The body will integrate the frequencies, but you can't really track it. So if you want to see your improvements, I would encourage you to choose maybe 3 different or 4 different things, like aura coaching, Bach flowers, or Australia bush flowers, and then Alaskan gem elixirs or creative homeopathy, and choose something that will resonate with you and be consistent with that, because consistency is what will actually give you the shifts and changes. Okay. You're welcome. In your global journey, if you pop in Japan, oh, I would love to come to Japan. Let me know. I know I've seen you guys had an earthquake. You've been bouncing lately. So I'm like, should I go into a bouncing ball if it's like shaking all the time? So Japan has been on my list like forever. I don't know if I'm actually going to make it next year, but I would love to. And thank you for the invite. I've been hearing my friends have been going to Japan this year. I think I had 5 friends that went to Japan this year, and everyone that comes back is just raving about your country. Like, honestly, it is beautiful. Um, I want to organize Healy Learning Seminar with you and your, oh, where are you? Here. Um, and your members. Yeah, of course. If I go, even if you want, we can organize something online if you want to, but physically, hopefully, I'll get there one day. We'll organize that. And yeah, and if anybody wants to catch up when I'm in Europe, we can definitely organize a catch up if you're there. Oh, you're teaching, you're more than welcome. All the sessions will be, so you have an option with the Healy APAC. So all the sessions are online, available for anyone for all the 3 years back, almost 3 years now. You can watch them anytime. I also pop them onto my YouTube with the title, so you can actually search by the title. And I also pop all the extra additional materials that I have created on my YouTube channel. In the description of the video, you'll get all the links as well. But you have all the links in the Facebook group as well. If you want to ask extra questions, you can get access there to me as well. I'm normally active in there. You're more than welcome. Prompt again. I will send that. You will get it into my YouTube in the description, and as well as in my Facebook group, you're going to get the AI prompt as well as the slides, so don't stress on that one. I love to hear that. I'm glad that you've grown through my trainings, and that's all I ever wanted, is for you to grow and to get to know yourself and to really become empowered with everything you do in your life, because I know how hard it is when we give power to everything else and we don't trust ourselves. And when we forget about that, we forget about ourselves. We lose ourselves. And it's really important to actually get that power back and really understand how powerful beings we truly are, and not be giving our heart into fear or anything else. And I know how hard that is when we are healing physical things as well as the emotional, mental. And that's all I ever wanted for you guys. Thank you so much. You're more than welcome. To India. Yes, that is on the plan because my best friend is Indian. And she has been planning India for me for probably 2 years. She is a bit sad because I'm going to Europe first. But she is celebrating her 50th next year, so we are celebrating in Europe, and she always wanted to come to Europe, so I'm taking her around. But India is on my list for sure. Hot tip. I would recommend you transcribe your Zoom into book form. Oh, wow. Okay. This with Mantak Chai. Oh, I love Mantak Chai. He records his lessons and then sells them as books. I think I can't do that because that is Healy property. So Healy trainings are Healy property, but we'll be teaching other things in the group anyway. And if you're in the group, in my Facebook group, you will know because there's some beautiful new beginnings coming in 2026. So what's tour site, Petra? What does that mean, Linda? What's tour site? You mean for my trips, or please welcome to me? Please welcome to India. Thank you. You're more than welcome. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you too. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, Dr. C, I didn't even see your hand. Let me unmute you. Okay. Can you? I can't hear you. Can you mute?
Now you're able to hear?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dr. C.
Yeah. No, really, this is a wonderful journey. Nobody will forget you and your teaching, because a lot of shift for all. We can really, we got to appreciate before Healy and after Healy. The life is completely changed. We can able to appreciate. We can able to recognize. There is no substitute for this. We cannot say by words. Simply by words, it is infinite. It is. There is no a lot of the teaching. Then today, actually, it is a gift. You have given a gift, Christmas and a New Year gift for all of us. The session is so wonderful. You have shared your personal that whole year program. Really, that we can from that we have already learned you from lot, and today's session still we have to learn a lot more. Then, as you rightly told, that somatic, because whatever the changes, we have to change focus on the good, because everybody we are not focusing on the solution, we are focusing on the problem. That is the main problem for the human mind, because majority we operate from the logical mind. Yeah, so that all the new year this one will never work, because there is a pressure and more from the logical mind. Hence, that new year resolution majority will not work. The reason you have already rightly told. Then then the role of nervous system, then intention, then coherence, the heart and mind connection. Really, it is wonderful, because unless you align both, you will never get the result, because both are necessary. Then Healy connection, then here yeah, that RO scan and the emotion database also you go. Yeah, in a nutshell, it is a balance of everything. As a Buddha has told, it is a balance. The life is a balance because since it is operating from the world is operating in the duality. So both are there. We have to balance both. That is a life, but we have learned a lot from you. There is we cannot simply say thank you for you because there is no word to express your teaching. You are giving everything from your heart. That is
Yeah.
the abundance. It is you are not giving from the mind. You are giving everything from the heart because everybody has to benefit. So there is no. I really thank you so much, and I really like you and love you so much. Just being the part of the Healy community, we have learned a lot. Thank you so much, and
Thank you,
advance,
Dr. C. I love you
advance,
guys so much as well. And you're
advance,
so
advance happy and Christmas, and New Year, Christmas and New Year for
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
and Happy New
yeah.
Year. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you, Dr. C. I always love your sharings and
Yeah.
your knowledge. And, you know, people tell me, Petra, you have so much knowledge. But the thing is, I still think that I don't have enough. I love, I love learning from everyone. Like for me, it's listening to your stories and listening to your experiences and listening to your knowledge that you've learned through your life. That is something that sparks my heart because it doesn't matter how much we know. Yeah, and this
Yeah.
is something I really want to share with everyone. It doesn't matter how much we know. If you don't integrate it, it does not become it doesn't become a part of your life. It doesn't become a part of your wisdom. You can't do anything with it. And as you said beautifully, like we focus too much on the negative. Like
Yes.
bring the love into your heart. Be grateful for what you are and who you are, how you are made of. Create things the way you love them. And people ask me all the time, but how did you heal? That's how I healed. I brought
Yes.
love into my heart and into my body, and I listened to what my body needed, not what it was supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And that's how I created everything in my life. I created Australia. My Everybody was saying to us, my partner and I, you know, you're not going to make it. With your occupations, you're not going to make it. Nobody's, employing. Nobody's doing that. You're not going to get citizenship. You're not going to get to Australia. If somebody tells me that, and I actually had a vision and a feeling in my body, and I was guided, I don't really care. I'm sorry. I love you, but I don't care what you say and what you think because I know my body knows what it's doing. And if I don't trust that,
Yes.
I don't exist.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
really want you to understand that. And when the healing happens, is exactly what you said, Dr. C, right? It's the coherence of the mind and the heart. The
Yes. Yes.
healing on the energetic level happens instantly.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
That's not a problem.
Yes. Yes.
Healing on an energetic level happens instantly. It's
Yes.
the
Yes.
physical body that you are preventing yourself to actually integrate things from the energetics
Yes.
because
Yes.
you're not loving yourself, because you're not actually being who you're supposed to be. You're not listening to yourself. You are listening to everybody else. That's what's preventing you the healing.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
I really want you to understand the
Yeah.
alignment is what
Yeah.
really matters before any physical thing
Yeah.
needs to happen.
Yes. Yes.
The emotions and the mind and the body needs to live in harmony
Yes.
in order
Yes.
for the body to heal.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And wanting doesn't bring anything else into fruition.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. C. I am so grateful for you being here every single time,
Thank you.
honestly, and for your
Thank you
sharings. And thank you for
so much.
supporting me and all the community with your knowledge. I am truly grateful for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Okay, guys. We have an hour and a half, which is now we're gonna finish, so I don't keep it too long. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here every Thursday, and then now this year every second Thursday. But I'll be seeing you in my group. If you need anything, I'm always here. And I'm really, really excited to share my journey next year with you. I'll still be here in a different format, not with Healy Corporate, but I'm still doing Healy. I still love it. And I'll continue my journey, and you'll have two beautiful trainers from next year. But if you always need to ask me anything, I'm always in the group. So I'm always going to be here to support you. You are my beautiful community and family, and I'm truly honored to be loved by so many of you. And I love you so much as well. And I wish you a beautiful Merry Christmas. You have another training with Christy next week, and then we are finished for the year. And I wish you a beautiful new year. Energetically, we are stepping in some big shifts next year. And I really, really hope you prepare yourself, not from fear, but from the excitement and love that you hold and possess within your heart, that the potential that you really have within you. And I want you to believe in yourself, yeah, that everything you feel and see in your heart, it is for you already. It's already created for you. All you have to do is step into it. Have a beautiful holiday, and I'll be seeing you in my own community next year. Have a beautiful, beautiful time. Bye bye. And thank you, everyone.